It is now up to Governor Tony Evers to decide whether convicted felons should be released from prison early after a hearing today of his commutation advisory board.
Now, this includes some convictions that are tied right here to Northeast Wisconsin. Our Jason Zimmerman has more on what's expected to happen next, and he joins us now live in studio. Jason?
Chris, it's been more than 20 years since a prison sentence has been commuted in Wisconsin, which happened previously under Governor Tommy Thompson. Governor Tony Evers could change this as he prepares to leave office in January after deciding not to seek a third term. Among the cases under review is a 2001 Calumet County armed robbery case involving Sammy Cole and a 2008 Marinette County burglary case involving Amanda Weaver. The list also includes Michael Maldonado, who was convicted in 1994 at age 15 in the murder for hire plot against the husband of a Jefferson County teacher, Diane Borchert. Her husband, Reuben, was shot and killed by 3 teenage boys. 2 other defendants accused Maldonado of pulling the trigger. His attorneys now say that evidence disputes that claim. In Madison today, the governor's commutation advisory board held their first public hearing, focusing on 12 of more than 800 commutation applications submitted by people convicted of crimes. Tom Dank previously served time, and today he's a prisoner's advocate who says hearings like this are important.
This provides hope, and that provides motivation so that they will behave themselves, they will go to school, they will get an institution job in the hope that they might get a commutation.
Republican State Senator Van Wanggaard issued a statement in opposition to the hearing, saying, quote, "For 4 months, Evers' plan to release criminals early has been clouded in secrecy. The public has a right to know which dangerous criminals Evers is considering releasing, and it's clear it's some of the worst, end quote. No commutations were granted today, but recommendations will be sent on to the governor, who has the final say. Another hearing is scheduled for September 18th to review additional convictions. Chris and Cammie, back to you.